What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series that you put on in the background as you paint or build along with me. But you don't have to be. Maybe you're doing something else, I don't know. But essentially I'm doing some hobby any time I can get. It's evening today, getting dark outside, the light is going, and yeah, I figured we could do some hobby together because I've got some time to play, you know. Time alone to play, which is always good. And there's a few things I want to talk about today. But basically, I've got myself a cup of coffee. I thought I'd have coffee this time. Get yourself a drink, something to eat or whatever. Just pop the video on in the background as you do your hobby. And I can get some stuff done. You can get some stuff done. Hopefully we can get mundane stuff done together. So let's get to the bench and see what I got. Right, first of all, I got this guy. Now, I got given this today by my local Warhammer shop, or Games Workshop. I still call it Games Workshop, but it's called Warhammer Shop now, or Warhammer Store. Now, this is from the Age of Sigmar, soon to be at this point of recording, released. So I've got this model. You know, they were really generous to give me this model. I think it's one of the models from the starter set, so he's not available yet, I don't think. But anyway, because I was asking questions about Age of Sigmar, and I think they saw in me an untapped avenue for the hobby there. So, actually, I just want to compare him next to Cypher. Yeah, he's about the same size. Anyway, yeah, so it's funny because I was looking over at Cypher. Anyway, yeah, so I got this guy, and they said, yeah, why don't you paint him up, see what you think of, you know, painting Age of Sigmar and stuff. And I was asking questions about it. Who's good, who's bad, what's the deal, you know, basically. And I had a, you know, really basic run through of what I would need and all that kind of stuff. And I always said, oh, I'm not getting into Age of Sigmar. I just kind of thought that, but you know, it's like drugs, isn't it? And I just like the look of the models. I think I'm going to give it a go. I'll paint this guy up for sure. He's a Liberator, I think. Needs a bit of tidy up work doing on there. There's a few mold lines and bits to clean up on the Unify as well. Now he comes up apart from this stand, so I would paint the stand separately, or the base rather. But it's a rather nice base. I do like that. I do like that. I'm not entirely sure what this is here. Looks like claws or something coming out of the ground, but these steps for sure would be a stone effect. And some mud as a skull on here as well. It's a very detailed base, and I like the way it's got like the pinning point there for you to use already. That's kind of cool. I like that. But what I'm going to do, rather than put him back on there, I'm going to tidy him up a bit. I've got orcs as well, as you can see, to carry on with. My wolves as well. Zoom out a bit here. My wolves. Yeah, so I've got all these dudes here. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to start by tidying up this guy. I'm going to need some files in order to do this. Could use that one possibly. Right. So let's try some of these. So, yeah. There's a few bits on the base here that need tidying up, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Let's get a bit higher there. There's a bit of a better view. Now, how did I come by this? So, you know, I don't know. I was just talking to the guy in Games Workshop, and he just said, he offered me this model. He said, I tell you what, take this, have a go at painting this. He did offer, you know, if I want to enter it into the painting competition. Which I don't know, maybe not, who knows. So on this shoulder pad, needs a bit of rubbing down here. Possibly use some green stuff in the join there. Bit of a seam here too, so but that's okay. I mean, I don't know if they have a bunch of these to give out for this purpose of, you know, it's a bit like your drug dealer offering you your first sample free, isn't it? So he just gave me this. I was like, in the hope, oh, he's going to buy more. He's going to be coming back. He's going to be begging us, which is probably true. I could well be. So I don't know what I'm expecting to get done in this session. I just fancied a late night session because I have the opportunity. Try and get this bit off the leg here. My other hobby of electronics, or soon to be, is going well. I.e., the research is going well. Anyway, the learning stuff. Found a really good series on YouTube about it, which is quite good for beginners. Which is where I need to be. My wife stopped me from. Well, she didn't stop me, but she suggested I hold back on purchasing a retro computer just yet until I got the hang of it. Because I am a bit impetuous. I kind of jump in with both feet, as anyone will tell you, with hobbies and things. But that's just me. That's what I like to do. Once I decide I want to do something, I want to go in all in or nothing. Yeah, all or nothing, you know, that's me, you know. It's just who I am. Right, still a little bit here. I could airbrush prime him. I could. A couple of bits on here which have, you know, flash or whatever. Detritus left behind from the sprue. Now, he's looking a lot better. Yeah. I still think I'd like to use some green stuff though. So let's have a look. Liquid green stuff. Now I've got a liquid green stuff that's been open so long, it's kind of going harder, but that's okay. That's the new one. I must have a there we go, perfect. Got an old texturing tool here which I can use for this. This is not liquid anymore, but it's very malleable. Malleable? I don't even know if that's a word. So I pop this green stuff over the seam. And then use a brush, I think, to brush it away. Brush off the excess. Right. Yeah, it's looking better on his leg already. I might put a bit more on it though. If I can do that. So, it was today went in and I got this model. Actually. Do they know the devastation they cause? The chaos in my life when I think, oh yes, actually I like these models. You know, do you realise what you're doing? Alright, that's going to be better. It's not the easiest of stuff to work with, I don't think, green stuff. I've had harder, but I've had easier as well. Just trying to get this in the right place. Yeah, I think that'll do him. Oh, well, I've just spotted a place on his pouch that needs tidying up too. See, I like to tidy up as I go, you know. It's a bit better. Now he's got some bits on his shoulder blade. But yeah, I was thinking of airbrushing him. But I may want to do it by hand to prime him, to get to know the model. It's how I talk to the model, you see. Right, that's a bit better. Yeah, that's much better. Right, pop that back. Technical paint away. A sheet of blue towel. Now this will fit in a paint holder or model holder. Oop, excuse me. That's one such as this. You know, I know it will, but I need to prime it beforehand. So I really need to do that on a normal lid, just so I can hold it and prime it. So I think I'll prime the base by hand, at least. And just get a lid to pop it on. So I can pop it on that one, couldn't I? Yeah. And that would be rather good, I think. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to go get my black primer. Yep. Which is what I need. Black primer. Vallejo black primer. Right. Getting the green stuff off of my fingers. Right. Okay, I will use my large base brush. So, we'll start by going around the edges. Dun dun dun. Yeah, no need to airbrush this. So, Age of Sigmar. Tempted to learn the game, you know. Get the books and learn the game. I don't know though. It's just foolish thinking on my part. I don't know. I really don't. Alright, so that's the base primered. Heavily primered actually. I could prime, yeah, stuff it. I'm priming him by hand. Yeah, I could go in by airbrush. It'd be quicker, it'd be done by now, but I want to do this. Get to see the nooks and crannies. It'll take 2 goes to paint the primer on. I know that. But yeah, I think it'll be good. So yeah, I went in town. I was intending actually to go into my other gaming stores and see if they had any more interesting miniatures. Well, actually, saying that, I did go into one, but they didn't have any miniatures I was hoping to see. The interesting miniatures, well, what I call interesting miniatures, and you know, like everyday people or someone that looks slightly out of place but would work in a normal everyday setting. For Call of Cthulhu and things like that. Alright, so be sure to get everywhere I can. And I can wait for it to dry. So we went in town, went into our city centre. My wife got a couple of copies of her book, Bound, the manuscript version for the beta readers, and so that's all done now. There will be more. They just have to share once one's finished. You know, can only get so many copies done, right? Right, so I won't be able to do the end of this mace-like thing until he's dry, and I can go back in. Yeah. Good, right, so I can pop him on there. One of the other cutting mats to dry, basically, and that's pretty much used all of that. Well, that's good. So that's all the work I can do on him for now. Next up is this gun drone thing, like turret drone, whatever, and he needs a shade of Agrex Earthshade. He needs a wash. So yeah, I got a 12-year-old malt Scotch whiskey. They were a Christmas gift to do with my wife's work. There's a miniature bottle of whiskey in each day, and yeah, very nice too. Thank you very much. Okay, Agrax Earthshade going on this because the shade washes take time. Anyway, I still haven't told you about my day in town, have I? I keep getting sidetracked. What's that all about? Must be an MS thing. Ah, dear. My wife got herself a new tattoo done. It's just like a wolf's paw, a bit like what I've got on her wrist, which she wanted. And so she had that done. And she's gone out tonight with her mum. Out for some drinks with her mum. And I dropped them off. She wasn't going to tell her mum because she thinks her mum will be horrified, mortified. She was last time she had a tattoo done. She's not going to tell her, just see if she notices it, which she probably will. Can't keep much from her, so yeah. Wow, there we go. Loads of, I've put way too much on, I know that, but just slather it on at this stage. So there, that's good. Putting him over there to dry. Now, clean out my brushes, I think. I think there's a bird on my roof or something. Now, work out what I need to do next. I don't need the knife anymore. A sip of coffee. This is going to keep me help keep me awake, which is good. Because I've got to pick up my wife and her mum. Then I've got to drive to just down the road really, but pick up my daughter from her work. So she finishes at 12:30. So it's more like 1:45 by the time she finishes. But yeah, so I'm just going to pick them up, go and wait for my daughter, or just pick her up on the way through. Drop my mother-in-law off, and then take my wife and daughter home. So that's the plan for this evening. But in the meantime, I can do some hobby stuff. So I'm looking at my orcs, thinking, what shall I do next? There's little things like pouches and things, and I've got to do the gun casings. I know that. I'll do a bit of dry brushing on the lead belcher metals. I know that too. So my orc army is a bit small right now, so they desperately need some allies, and these boys would help go a small way to doing that, I think. I'll think about that. So that's something I could do on them. I've got Cypher to do in the meantime as well. I'm wondering if he could go back on his or go on his base now. Might be able to. I think this might be his base. So you could go on there like so. Could do. You know, I could go on there. I don't know. Maybe. What do I think? Not sure. Do I want him on that base, or do I want him on a more funkier looking one? I don't know. I don't know. I've also got my drones, my Tau drones to do. I need to do the guns and the marker light bit, but I also need to do the fins. Now I think I said red for the guns, the gun drones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Red for them. I think I said green for the marker light. And green for the shield drones. That's what I think I said. Or blue for the shield drones, rather. Yeah, I'm going to just paint in the middle bit of those colours. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, red, then, it'd be Mephiston red. And I think I'm going to do that. Just the main bit of the fins here. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Mephiston red. I'll use this one. It's had brown in it. So Mephiston red. Drop of retarder in here. Two drops of retarder actually. Bit of water. And thin that right down. Now I need detail brush, which will be this one. Put my texture tool back. And my gun drones. Having this main section of the fin red. And this is so I can identify them. At a glance on the tabletop, I don't know if I pick them up and study them. Oh yeah, that's the guns. But I want to do it like this so I don't have to do that. I can see at a distance. I mean, I had to paint my Tyranids different colours for different units as I was getting to know the army, so I could remember who was who, basically. And I'm glad I did. I like that idea. Although it is nice to have a uniform colour across the thing. I like the way I've done it in my Hive Fleet Evisceration. Which reminds me, I've got a Flying Hive Tyrant to build and paint, which should be good. I'd like to get on with that sometime. So, yeah. Good job I got the retarder in. Someone asked me a question about what retarder I use. And I meant to put it on P&Q, but I forgot. If I remember, I'll dig it out. Because at the moment I just put it in a squeezy bottle there, which is just easier to manage so for mixing the paints and things. So that's one. 3 more of these to do. It was nice in town today. Wasn't too busy considering it was a Saturday. Nice weather though. Stopped off, had a cup of coffee and a cake at one point. I don't know, some sort of not flapjack, like a tea cake flapjack. I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it, really. I'm thinking of having black grey for the gun housings on my towel. With red bits on them. On the third one, do these and I'll see if I can find my retarder and answer the question I was asked. Of course, that does depend on whether the person that asked it watches this, but I think it was on one of these they asked it. So I will, if I keep mentioning it, hopefully I won't forget. So it's my fist on red for these. Always seems quieter of an evening. And sometimes my friend, will come over at the weekend on these evenings, and we catch up and stuff, which is nice. Always good to do. Right. So last one of the gun drones. As usual, I've put way too much paint in the lid. Oh well. This is just a base coat of Mephisto and red. I may do some Evil Sun Scarlet on them later. I don't know. Right. My knee is still hurting. I know I told some of you it was like really bad last time. It's still bad. That's because the last On the Bench I filmed was only a couple of days ago. Right, so where's this retarder then? Oh, so I can have a look, see. Flow enhancer. Liquitex. It's Liquitex fluid retarder. So there you go. To the person who asked me what type of retarder I use, it's Liquitex. And it works very well. It keeps the paint wet for a long time. Although heavily pigmented paints like this Mephisto Red do start to dry. But all you got to do is just add another drop or two of retarder. It just brings it back to life like almost instantly. I'm going to switch my fan on you don't mind. Oh, if I can get it there. Oh, where is it? It's not switched on at the main. Excuse me, this is very unprofessional. Ah, that's better. Oh, so much better. Ah, right, so my gun drones are fin painted, or painted on their fins. Marker drones next, and they've only got one. And then the shield drones, they've only got one as well. So, marker drones, I'm going to have a green. I'm going to have Josan green. So thinking, or stone glow, nearly the same colour, isn't it? Almost. Got Gnarls green. Actually, Gnarls green might be better. Which is almost like Caliban green, isn't it? I think Gnarls green. This is going to be straight from the bottle because P3 paints are quite pigment thin, not too thin. They're just right, actually. You could probably shoot them through an airbrush without thinning them if you wanted to, although I would, you know, as a matter of course, thin them, but you could probably get away with it. Right. So this is Gnarls green going on my Markerlight drones. Sorry, I was off camera there. I've been told about that in videos. You know, you go off camera. I know. Even with a monitor, I go off camera. It's just, you know, one of those things. No matter what angle you get, you're going to be, your hand's going to be in the way. You don't really need to see me doing this, though. Be honest. I don't think. Good job I didn't thin it down, because like I say, it's quite thin already. That's one Markerlight drone done. Let's pop a bit of dry paint out of the way. They seem to have guns on them as well, but they're not the same as the gun drone ones. I've filmed P&Q and QNS this evening as well. I realise I'm a day late with QNS, but I don't promise that to be up on a Friday. I just like it to be up on a Friday, but oh well, whatever. Saturday and it's nearly over. It's still not up. That's okay. That's fine. The only thing I'm not sure about is the shield drones. What type of blue to do? A dark blue or a light funky blue? I don't know. Might do a light funky blue. Yeah. I'm glad I'm getting into Age of Sigmar though, and the reason is the models are so cool. They just are. Love those tree people ones, like the Sylvaneth or whatever they're called. Oh man, they look great. Yeah, so that's my Gnarls green. So now I have two shield drones, which I need to find the blue for the fins. Now I'm going to say what I've done with these anyway. XV88 base, Agrax Earthshade wash, and then Towelite ochre, to fill in the block it in. And that's for my future reference when I think to myself, when I build some more of these, I'm going, oh, how did I paint them? I'll just look up on this video if you would. Me, not you. Of course, I've got to remember to do that. So what type of blue? Well, Calidor Sky. What else have we got? Ooh. Sigmar blue highlight. That means there's a arcane blue. Sigmar blue base. Well, I don't think arcane blue. Calidor Sky is a bit lighter. I think Sigmar blue. I will do a Sigmar blue base. Yeah, I've decided. Now, 40 minutes in already, and I haven't done an awful lot. But I'm doing stuff. Well, anything. This is like a question within like a bonus question for you guys. If you happen to see this and get to this point, you're still watching. I have a bonus question for you. What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to this summer? Is it something you want to do with the family? Go somewhere? Just enjoy the sun? Bit of tennis? What is it? Is there something you're looking forward to doing this summer? Let me know in the comments below. So Sigmar blue base. Nice deep blue. I don't think it's as deep as the crag blue. But this is how I'm going to differentiate my drones. And that's how I'm going to do it. Doesn't take much time to do these little fins. And I can see at a glance what ones is where. Because when I've played against Tau, I've not really noticed the difference between the drones. I'm always saying, oh, what drone is that again? Is that a Marklet? Yeah, is that gun drones? Yeah. This way, I don't need to do that. Or my opponent doesn't need to do that, but I like to see where I am tactically. I don't know, something fantasy-esque about Age of Sigmar. One. I was going to do some stuff on my wolves, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. I admit my last on the bench was shorter than usual, but sometimes it happens. I know people like them to be a bit longer, these ones sometimes, but it doesn't have a huge audience, or at least it doesn't at the moment. And I'm still getting stuff done, and hopefully you are too. I can't. I like to time it, because I don't really want to go too long over an hour, because of rendering and uploading just takes too long. You may notice that I don't have these in high def, because I don't. There's really no need, is there? Especially as it's really for the sound, I suppose, which is ironic because it's just me babbling on, and sometimes I don't even babble on. I'm concentrating too much. But I'm getting used to painting and talking and yakking now. So, but sometimes I do go silent. I'm aware of that. There we go. That was Sigmar blue base. Excellent. I'm going to wash my brush out in my master's brush cleaner. These shield drones don't have any guns or attachments on, so I guess they can be sealed, you know, once that's dry, and put on their bases, their stands and that. Should get myself some more of this sometime. Okay, well, I'm pleased with that. Shield drones, Marker-light drones, and gun drones. And I know the lighting is not the best, but I can see at a glance what's what there. And yeah, that's what I want to do. Wolves. Actually, I need to do a bit of a test, actually. Yellow eyes or red eyes with a yellow dot? I don't know. I think yellow eyes with a red dot might be better. I mean, I've seen both on a wolf, and I'm thinking of the eyes, of course, here at this stage. So I'm thinking of doing them yellow, and then I'll do a red dot. So let's look at yellow a moment here. Signal yellow. I don't want that. I'll have Avalon Sunset, I think. Let's move my orcs up a bit. They've been causing a nuisance on my desk for ages, or looking down and thinking, you're gonna paint us? You're gonna paint us? Get you on the table, guys. So I'm just gonna pick off some of this. Ugh. I hate it when the paint congeals around the side of the pot. I find that irritating. There we go. Right. That's a base colour. I'm not going to fill it down though. Just going to put it in his eyes. Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, I like that. Haven't decided about the other wolves yet, how I'm going to do their eyes, but I want my alpha to have yellow eyes with red pupils. I don't know, just do, because I want it. I'll hold that in front of the. I'm actually holding it in front of the fan there now. Sorry if you can hear the fan. It's kind of interrupting the sound a bit, but it's just so hot out here. I've got to have the fan on. It's a must, I'm afraid. It's definitely getting dark outside. Finish off my coffee. I'm putting off painting the wall green that I want to do, but because I'm feeling lazy, essentially. Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit lazy. It means moving the studio around. I want to get a game in first before I do that. This is drying nicely, and yeah, I want to get a game in before I do that, and yeah. So I think I do in the last 10 minutes. Not really, not that I feel like doing, because like I say, I've got to go and edit and render some videos. I keep looking at I got a Deathwatch guy here to finish sometime, and I really should finish him. Yeah, that is something I want to get back on board with, my Deathwatch. Yeah, I want a Deathwatch army. I want so much, and no money. I got my gun dogs. I'm just talking thoughts through here right now. So I've got my gun dogs to do some more work on sometime. So I could do some Evil Sun Scarlet on his rockets, I think. I will do that. Evil Sun Scarlet, where are you? Here you are. Evil Sun Scarlet. We'll do that. Oh, my knee. Oh, you know, I'm hoping my knee recovers, you know, soon, because it's a real pain in the knee. No, I know it's a pain in the knee, but it's stopping me doing things, and I don't like that. Right. Great thing about this hobby is you don't need much in the way of paint, do you, really? Yeah. It's good. Another little layer done. I like that. That's good. I like that. I like that. So these Liberators or Stormcast Eternals, whatever they are, I'm gonna have to look up. They're essentially, I know they're essentially blue and gold from what I've seen. He's almost dry, and I'll be able to do the hammer end soon, or whatever it is. Some sort of special weapon, I'm sure. And yeah, how's my towel looking? He's looking alright. He's got a green stuff body and backpack, so, but yeah, he's looking alright. I've got some more towel to put together. I've got some more towel to fix and paint out. I stripped them, basically. I got them from eBay, and I hate stripping miniatures. It's one of my pet peeves. Hate doing it and going through it. It's just a real pain in the butt. don't like it. Essentially, I don't, and that's the truth of it. So yeah. I don't think there's anything else I want to paint today. I don't really want to start my orcs. Yeah, I'll just go on a bit too long, I think. But yeah, they get in there, you know. I suppose I could do their on the bench. I'm going to start by texturing the bases with my homemade astrogranite. I think that's what I will do, and that'll take up a little bit of time. So that's something I'm going to do. So I'll put my homemade astrogranite, which I put in a pot of the original astrogranite. Yeah, if you want to know how I make it real cheap and save a ton of money, head on over to the link, if I remember to put it in. If not, just look on my tutorials. It's on there, how you make your own astrogranite. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to be doing today. My other gun turret thingy still looks really, really wet. I'm not going to be touching that tonight, but yeah, he can dry overnight for whenever I get to come out here again. See, I don't know. I could be doing this a couple of nights in a row, or a couple of days in a row, or there could be weeks in between. So sometimes I like to have a buffer video, and this hopefully will be one of them. So yeah, but anyway, you've seen what I've done, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to call it AOS maybe, because of this guy. I'll work on his base first. I need to prime the rest of his weapon that he's holding here, this hammer thingamajigger, whatever it's called. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then I can get on with it. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video here. So thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench. It's been brilliant. It's what I think of as a real chill factor on the bench, which is what it's all about for me. It calms me, it's therapy. I just feel chilled when I'm doing it, which is what it should be, right? Not all agitated and frustrated. Chill, baby, relax, have fun. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Hope you got loads of stuff done. Tell me in the comments, as always, what you're working on, and answer that question, if you can, that I asked you in the middle somewhere. Yeah, you know the one. And I'm not doing this to prove to see who actually watches the video. I'm not. I promise. I just you know, it's a bit of fun. That's all. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to water, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.